Hi, today we'll continue to read Nancy Clancy Book 4, Chapter 2, The Interview. Bree James. Thank you very much, Mrs. Devine, for agreeing to this interview. We'll now begin. My first question for you is, who was the President of the United States when you were born? Mrs. Devine. It was Harry Truman. He became president at the very end of World War II in 1945. That was the year I was born. Actually, he liked to be known as Harry S. Truman, although he didn't have a middle name. He picked a middle initial for himself. I guess he thought it made him sound more important, more gingerly. Nancy Clancy, where were you born? Was it in this country or were you an immigrant? Mrs. Devine. Why, I was born right in this very town. Only it wasn't much of a town then. There was still lots of farmland. Bree James. Were there any amazing new inventions like the Polaroid camera? Mrs. Devine. Oh yes. Television screens were tiny at first, and you needed antennas, rabbit ears, we called them, to keep the picture in focus. And the shows were all in black and white. Nancy Clancy, what were your favorites? Mrs. Devine, that's easy. I love Lucy. I'd go over to my best friend's house to watch, because her family had the TV set long before mine did. Lucy was a grown woman, but she and her friend Ethel would get themselves into the craziest trouble. My best friend and I were jealous because nothing crazy ever happened to us. Nancy Clancy, who's your best friend? Mrs. Devine, her name was Bitsy, but she wasn't little. In fact, she was very tall for her age. Bitsy was a nickname for Elizabeth. Bree James. Since Nancy asked 2 questions in a row, I get to ask 2 now. What did you do for fun? I mean, besides watching TV, and were there any fads? Mrs. Devine. Oh, we did a lot of same things you girls like to do. We rode our bikes, we played board games like Monopoly and Sorry. And we read all of the Nancy Drew books. Bree James. What about fads? Mrs. Devine. Bitsy and I loved jacks. I loved jacks. I was very good. I could do lots of tricks, which were called fancies, and had names like Snake in the Grass and Buck's Size. Slinkies were very popular too. Bitsy and I would have to have recess to see who Slinky would tumble downstairs the fastest. Nancy Clancy. What kind of clothes did you wear? Mrs. Devine. Girls wore skirts most of the time. Poodle skirts were the rage. And if you wore pants, they weren't blue jeans. Blues were for boys, and we called dingrays. I brought over an old photo album so you can see what kids looked like in the 1950s. Nancy Clancy. This brings our interview to a close. Thank you, Mrs. Devine. Your answers have told us many interesting things about the days of yore. Bye.